Have you read about guys who have like pretended to be doctors and set up practices and operated on people and shit?
I went to one. I went to one in
For real?
Yeah, this is in the 90s, and I'll tell you this. It's all over the paper. Dean, I forget his last name, but he's in prison right now for life. Dean, I'll look it up later. But anyway, somebody tells me I had like a cyst on my arm. So they go, oh, I know a guy that'll take it off. You know, he's a good dermatologist, Dean something. Anyway, so he sets up an appointment, and it's on a Saturday at a doctor's, Park Avenue. But it's Saturday. And I was like, oh, cool, I'm off Saturday. I go over to his office. I walk in. When I think back now, it was like nobody, no receptionist, just him. He goes, hey, I'm just working Saturday on myself. He goes, I let the receptionist off. I was like, oh, cool. I go in the office. It's kind of dark, you know, but it's doctor's office. And I don't know, I guess he worked for the doctor and he had the keys or something. It was in, and he slices the thing off. It kind of hurt. It healed very badly, but it healed. But it was not a great job. I remember thinking, I'll never go back to that guy. He overdid it, you know.
Yeah.
You know, it wasn't, the Novocaine was weird, whatever. Anyway, like 4 years later, Dean Fiello. F-A-I.
I was waiting to make sure it was the right guy.
That's the guy.
Sheds light on botched procedure that left New York woman dead nearly 20 years ago. Oh, my God.
He buried her. He buried her under
under a concrete slab in his garage.
It's a good thing I left on my own.
Holy shit,
That's
what
the guy.
a psycho.
Yeah, and he was like, really, like, he looked like, you know, he was like well-coiffed hair and these crazy eyebrows.
Is that the guy?
Yeah.
But I knew him 20 years ago. He looked much better.
Buried
Oh, he got
her
out, huh?
under, Whoa.
I don't know
what
exactly
about?
how they were talking to him.
He got out. No, when he was young, that picture doesn't do him justice.
Was he
when
creepy looking?
What's that?
Was he creepy?
Yeah, you got to see when he's young. The picture of when he's young. He looks like, not creepy, but he just looks like he would do it. Yeah, there he is on the left. That's Dean. Yeah.
That's when they caught him.
Yeah.
Wow. Fake doctor Dean Fiello
Yeah.
feared something would go wrong.
Yeah, I went to him.
Gee,
yeah.
you think? Did he have any medical history?
I bet he must have worked for an office because he had the keys to the doctor's office. He must have been like either a
He
receptionist.
was just a crazy person.
He was a receptionist or something, yeah.
And what year was this where he's doing all this
Oh, he's
stuff?
from Madison, New Jersey. Most likely to succeed by his classmates.
Wow. Wow.
He worked
in
construction,
before
hair
being
removal.
employed at a day spa, became skilled at hair removal.
Yeah.
1996, he began his own practice, Skin Ovations, from an
Look.
office on Park Avenue. Wow.
The blood vessel removal, tattoo removal, and this. He's selling himself short. He also removed moles.
Wow.
That must have been the office. Park Avenue and 73rd.
So how did she die? How did this lady die?
Let's see. Lidocaine.
He had completed the same procedure on Cruz over a dozen times before without her experiencing an allergic reaction to lidocaine. Oh, he was not licensed to perform this procedure. It admitted doing at least 14 times on Cruz alone. He went on to claim that after some time, Cruz had bubbles coming out of her mouth and her body went limp. By his own account, he delayed calling for help, allegedly attempting CPR, but could not get her to start breathing again. He adds that despite being previously certified in electrolysis for hair removal, he didn't have the proper training for what to do when a patient goes into shock. Jesus Christ, what a crazy person. An unverified claim made by Fiello, who is not licensed or trained to make medical diagnoses, and claims that he didn't know how to check for a pulse. He admitted walking away while he believed she was dying of shock. Fiello later called a doctor he knew personally to explain his version of what happened to Cruz. According to Vanity Fair reporter Brian Burrow, the doctor told him to either call 911 or rush Cruz to a hospital emergency room. Instead of helping Cruz, Fiello shoved Cruz's body into a black suitcase, which had been stolen days earlier from his housemate, Mark Ritchie. Fiello claims he put the suitcase containing Maria Cruz in his car and drove straight home. Then he left her in the trunk for 2 days before finally removing her body into his garage, which was just undergoing renovations. It's unclear whether or not Maria Cruz was still alive when Fiello began to try to cover up his actions. Cruz's wallet and purse were discovered by Fiello's housemate inside a black gym bag placed under a rafter in the unfinished ceiling of the garage in August 2003, just 1 month after Fiello was kicked out. He later admitted in June 2003, nearly 3 months after Cruz was killed, that he had buried Cruz's body underneath the garage before pouring cement, right before a sale of the house was closed. Boy,
and see what I said? The numbing agent didn't
meanwhile,
work.
that doctor just kept his fucking mouth shut, huh?
The
Doctor he called?
Yeah.
That doctor never told nobody.
Yeah.
That's kind of creepy.
That's really creepy.
Like the doctor never goes, hey man, whatever happened to that lady?
Yeah.
He didn't even ask. So like nobody even knew. And all of a sudden she was, if that moron didn't leave that gym bag behind, he might have gotten away with it.
He probably would have. I'd be going to him today.
I mean, in 2003, how good were they at catching people?
Yeah.
Not as good, right?
No. But isn't that funny when I just said the numbing agent didn't work and he obviously tried to. Oh, God.
Okay, in the aftermath of the call between the mutual friend and Fayello, oh, he did rat him out. They both realized Fayello lied when he stated he got the woman to medical help and that she was fine. Bach searched the house. Now Fayello wasn't there, and while looking in the garage, recalled Fayello using concrete just before moving out. Batch remembered how uncharacteristically secretive he was about the project and his overreaction when Bach walked in on him pouring concrete. According to New York State Detective Lieutenant T.J. Mulrooney, Bach's information gave us the break in the investigation we were hoping for.
It's his ex-boyfriend.
Oh. Brian Ford received a tip from Fayello's ex-boyfriend, Greg Bach. Okay. So that's who Bach is. Maria Cruz's body was recovered from the property, now occupied by new homeowners. Boy, can they get their money back? I want to fucking live in that house. This lady was underneath the garage. You're parking your Honda over a dead lady.
Yeah.
For months.
Well, think of how many people don't know that that's happened in their whole life.
Yeah. A lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dun, dun, dun.